Hey everybody, so I decided to do this video because there are absolutely no videos on how to assemble this thing online. So far we've taken everything out of the box, bags that it comes with, slid this guy out. All of the pieces were in bags sitting here on the inside of the vehicle. Got the instructions here. It's going to take 18 hours for the first charge, so I went ahead and connected that already. You're going to take the cord here. It says A, B, and B and C, but nothing is labeled. So basically the one that comes out of the top of the battery, this baby blue looking one, is the one that you're going to connect to your charger. So you can go ahead and get that done first thing right away while you're assembling, since it is going to take so long to charge. This one here is attached to the vehicle, and once you do have your charge, you're going to take this baby blue one and connect it to this one. That's going to give you your power. When you turn the page, the next thing it's going to say is to go ahead and start applying the decals before installing the pieces. There are going to be a few things here that you're going to have to figure out for yourself. Wheel well, this one with the, I guess, deeper, the wider one is going to be for the front. So this is where you're going to be putting this into, and then right here, very far behind the wheel, you'll feel the little hole. Make sure that the DX and the SX are at the top. That's going to let you know how to put these in. Best way I found on the other side was to install the bottom part first and then let the top go in. Check them, make sure that they're not loose. You're going to listen for a snap when you install them. It's extremely awkward to get these in here, especially since the rear wheels don't rotate. I got the bottom part in. I'll go ahead and lock the top in now, and that's it. It's in there now, so that's how it looks installed. We're going to move to the front. This one you can clearly see the hole on the top. You can see right through it. I went ahead and turned the wheels for this one, and there's actually a, put my hand around it because you can't see. There's like a little cup here. It's a little U-shaped, and there's actually a little divot, a little hole piece here, and that's where this little tooth is going to sit in. Okay, so I reverse the wheel. I'm gonna go ahead and stick the top piece in, and we're gonna get this bottom piece to slide into place as well. There we go. Okay, so top piece in first, bottom piece in. You're gonna have to adjust. That's it, just set them. Okay, scratch that. I was looking at the wrong photo. I was looking at photo number 3. So we're supposed to be doing number 2. Well, these are gonna go in first. So I'm going to go ahead and take out the other pieces and pop these in. Okay, piece number 1. Go ahead and install this back right on top. Okay, let's see this. Okay, so step number 4 is putting the screws in here. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got to go and find a Phillips head. All right, those are in. Okay, number 5 says to place the top of the roll bar on. It says to maintain the holes represented by the letter A and the letter B. Letter A towards the front, letter B towards the back. The only thing that helped me out here, because again, this thing is not labeled, are these little teeny tiny holes, indentations, and then the slight curve in this. So this is the back of the roll bar. This should be facing the front. So you can see the holes right there. We're going to go ahead and pop it into place. Okay, so I went ahead and popped the roll bar on. Just make sure it, makes it all the way to the bottom. We're going to go ahead and put the screws in now. So we've got these set out already. The 2 screws that I'm going to need are right here. I'm going to take them and go ahead and install them into this. I have this tool lying around. I went ahead and just pierced right into the plastic, kind of make a little pilot hole in here. You can always use, I guess, your drill or something to knife, just have a little bit of patience. I got lucky, but you're going to need something to help get this screw started. If, of course, yours doesn't line up. All right, kids, it's in. If you were having trouble getting the roll bar in, these, had a little bit of give left and right. Just play with that a little bit. They'll pop right into place. Okay, well, it's time to attach the plastic rings to the roll bar. Part that connects together. So the part that connects together actually needs to face the rear of the vehicle. Then you're going to bring this up onto them. There's a hole here, and that's where we're going to add our screws. We're going to be using the 3 black ones on the front page, bottom left that we separated. So 2 things with the lights, they're not going to light up. Second thing is it's got a little bit of give, a little bit of wobble. And I mean, I'm doing this by hand and started to strip the screw. So I'll try to tighten those up later with the lip set, but I'm pretty sure that's all it goes. And yeah, there's a little bit of wobble. Now that we have the lights on, we're going to apply the silver decals to the light areas, then push the rear lights into their slots. So you're going to need the foil stickers, and you're going to need the reddish orange lights as opposed to these clear ones bottom. So these are the left ones. We're going to go ahead and put that on the left side of the car now. I just wiped this area down. There was a little bit of like dust and debris on it, so made sure that that's nice and clean. I've lined up my decal. It's not going to be exact. The sticker's going to cover up a bigger area than your holes actually allow for. Go ahead and pop that into place. You're going to have it in this position. The bottom right has the most pronounced tab, so we're going to go ahead and stick that one into place first, and then pop. Okay, next we're going to move on to the seats. So it says that it can be fitted in 2 positions. I'm going to try to figure out what that means. And we're going to secure it with the screws provided. Looks like there's 2 for each one, so we're going to be looking for 4. Yep, they are the longer of the black ones, and we already have those separated. Okay, so these are the 2 seat positions. One of them you can get to sit a little bit closer. If you'll take a look, there's these ridges here, so you can set it down on the first position. There'll be a little bit of room behind. We can lift it up, lock it into the second position. It's all the way back. I'm going to lock them both into the further back position. So for all 4 of these, looks like when they did the pilot holes, they did it from the bottom up. So the plastic's sticking out a little bit. Saying don't be afraid to just give it a little bit of pressure. Go ahead and stick that in there and just push down until you can get the screw, to go in there. I'm just going to go ahead and double check all of them. There we go. Next step, install the 2 ring clamps on the roll bar, 1 on each side. So open them to the correct position. This here is our photo of the correct position. If you can see, there is a little cut into one of these sides, kind of makes like a little U shape. I'm going to show you that now. One thing you're going to want is really good lighting, especially when you're trying to line all of this stuff up. So I'm going to line that up where it sits right on top of the hole. I can see it, and you'll know if you're off a little bit, even if you can't see too well. So these have been going in order. We just did the seat. Now we're going to do these clamps. I've got my screws already. We're going to go ahead and put them into place. These ones, I'm going to tell you, I couldn't get them too far in by hand. Actually, now I'm trying to do this with my left hand. I'm going to have to hold the vehicle still to be able to do this. But yeah, go ahead and get these in and come on back. And there we go. You guys are strong. You can do this. No problem. Looking pretty good. Next is number 13. We're going to apply the speedometer decal and push to install the transparent cover. So we're going to, so you want to set it all the way at the bottom. Not so bad once it's popped into place. I did notice that when I was installing it, the sticker did kind of start to lift up and like bend a little bit. Here's where it's going to go. This thing was quite bendy. I had to kind of like left, right it, left, right it, left, right it, and give it a little bit of a wiggle, and finally heard a really deep pop. But now, if you can see, the decal is a little squiggly. Okay, number 14, we're going to install the dashboard cover. All right, here we go. See these upper teeth? 1, 2. Again, guys, sorry, I'm trying to just do this with my left hand to show you the lower ones. I'm gonna go on the left, give it a little bend. There we go. In place. Finally get to turn the page. All right. Number 15. Looks like we're moving on to the steering wheel. So we're going to find both parts and we're going to join the two sections. Okay, here we're going to, and they're all the way around. There's little holes in them. There you go, you can see it. So we're going to take this pink piece, it's actually the back, and these pins, you're just going to line them up, set them right into the holes on the black piece, the steering wheel, pop them together. So I just kind of worked my way around and, you know, made sure everything was lined up and tried to secure it. There was never any real like popping into place. Let's move on. Okay, next we're gonna remove the plastic protector from the steering shaft, put the steering wheel in to the steering column, and lining up the holes. So these are the holes that we're gonna be looking for once we go to set it, covering it off. Here's the holes. So we're just gonna go ahead and take the steering wheel, the words facing up, and we're gonna slide this on until our holes are lined up. Okay, let's go find the screws. On shape in that hole. Of course you cannot see it on my camera. I apologize, but it is there and it matches your nut. So we'll go in, put the screw in through the reverse side, come meet us on this side, and screw the nut into place. Okay, I gotta say this for me was probably the most difficult part, to get everything lined up, to get the screw in. You're not actually doing any screwing or threading, you're just literally pushing it through. You'll start to hear when it hits the metal, that beam inside is metal. I just had to wiggle this around a lot, the steering wheel. Leave that rounded lip out facing you. You're gonna put the flat side towards it, and you're gonna go ahead and screw that on. Okay, moving on. So number 19 says install the two parts of the windshield as shown. Picture A shows the grille fitted correctly. This is picture A. We're going to need both of these pieces to make this happen before we pop it into place. Okay, so what they mean by correctly is that on the front side you will see these divots in the corner, in the center, and on the reverse side. On the grille you will see that on one side, those corners, the center, are towards the front of the plastic, and then the center left and center right are on the back of the plastic. Make sure you have it in the correct spot. You're going to push the back pieces towards the back and then lock the front ones on top. It is in. And number 22 is these three little silver ones, and we're going to put them in the back, locking these two pieces into place. Ladies and gentlemen and children, our three screws are in place. Now we can go ahead and pop this on. Okay, with those three screws facing towards the back, you're just going to go ahead and set that down. Look at how smooth. I'm going to have to disconnect this thing. All that pink stuff was coming out. This is as far as I felt comfortable going. It's in there nice and tight. Oops, well, I already installed these, so we're going to go ahead and skip that, but we did apply the decals first. Next is the grill has 6 points. We're going to install that, and then I guess there should be a left and a right screw. Yes. Okay guys, so check it out. You're going to want to be really careful doing this next step. I immediately noticed on the back of the grill these little teeth. So once this pops into place, it's not going to come back out. They don't even reach in all the way right now. I have a whole finger between where the length of the piece on the grill started and where the hole is on the actual vehicle. These two I popped into place real nice. This wasn't lining up and meeting when I was worried about the two bottom pieces. The sides popped in as an afterthought. As you can see, that's lined up really nicely too. I'm pretty sure that's where the screws go down there anyways. So that'll go ahead and pull it all together and into place. And here on the other side, it just slips right in and disappears. Okay, this guy gave me a lot of trouble. I could not see. I had to lift up the whole thing. And for a long time I felt I was just spinning and spinning and spinning without anything happening. Finally made contact. It's in there nice and tight. Gonna move on to the other side. Be patient. And you too will get it done. Oh, this side was way easier. A few tight turns and it's all in place. It is solid. Okay, let's keep going. Number 26, we're going to move on to the silver decals for the two front light areas, and then we're going to push the lights into the slots. So we're going to go ahead and look for these. We're going to be mindful of left and right. Just look at the space, the direction as well. It is going to go towards the center of the car. So this is the left one. And this is the right one. Pretty tight fit. I had to readjust. I went ahead and lined them up at the bottom best I could and worked my way towards the top. Again, we're going to take the tongue, put that in first, and then lock down the tooth. Tongue in, bend, and tooth. Okay, it's popped into place. Tongue in. Again, sorry about this whole left-handed thing. And tooth. Okay, next we're going to install the hubcaps. Install the 4 small hubcaps. Here they are. And I'm going to go ahead and do the starburst facing up. Alright, just give them a little bend and pop them in. Okay, so you guys should have this too, but just in case you don't, maybe you want to pause here and read through. So here's the screw. I'm going to go ahead and lift this up. Rotate it and lock it in here so that they can access the second gear. Okay, so I've got that in the new position, ready to go, full power. Anyways, we got through the assembly. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope it was helpful doing a step-by-step. Like I said, I couldn't find one, so there you go. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.